From New Orleans' most watched news, Fox 8 Local First starts now.
Good evening, I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Lauren McCoy. A statewide ban on the use of cell phones in schools is set to take effect this upcoming school year.
But can school districts actually enforce it? David Jones has more.
I don't think there's anyone who doesn't think it's bad for kids to be on their phone when they're supposed to be learning.
This school year, by law, students won't be allowed to be on their phones during the school day.
It's an ongoing battle. It's really been a battle for, I would say, going on a good 20 years.
Anne Marie Coviello retired from teaching after this last school year.
I've taught grades from pre-K to community college.
An English teacher and librarian in the New Orleans area since 1991.
I spent the last 2 years at Highlands Parkview picking up cell phones. The teachers are already overburdened. They're maxed out. And for a lot of teachers, enforcing cell phone bans is one of the most unpleasant parts of their day.
The new law will mandate districts enforce a cell phone policy, stating students are only allowed to carry phones if turned off and stored for the duration of the instructional day. An exception is made for students on an individualized education program.
The way that's done, the consequences for not doing it are totally up to the school district.
You can't keep putting more things on a teacher's plate and never take anything away. I think we can get the kids on board, but it has to be done thoughtfully and carefully, and this is not it.
I think this is putting the value where the value needs to be put.
Franklinton State Senator Beth Mizell introduced the legislation and got it across the finish line with bipartisan support. She says she's heard from parents upset because if the law is enforced, it would make it difficult to communicate with their child throughout the day or in emergency situations.
Not that they can't have their phone, they just can't have their phone when there's this instruction going on. I've heard a lot of the concerns. I get it, but I think the value of getting it out of their hands in the classroom outweighs that.
Coviello, meanwhile, says the state would be better served focusing on educating students about phone addiction.
I'd love to see a world in which kids are off their phones, but in an unfunded, unenforceable mandate like this one, it does nothing to help schools.
In a statement, a spokesperson for the State Department of Education says policy is being developed right now to bring to the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education for approval. State Superintendent Cade Brumley was already recommending districts work to limit student cell phone use. Lee.